Dum 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 dum. I whoa, I whoa, I whoa. Da 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 da. Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Kaguya-sama Love is War, episode 10 of season 3, Ultra Romantic. We are on episode 2 of the Devoted Hearts Cultural Festival Dual Confessions. Super duper bonfire, give a heart to the person you love and then they will love you forever arc. It just kicked off last episode, and we have focused ourselves squarely, directly, very, very focused in on Ishigami, who has gotten up the stones to ask Koyasu to the haunted house. Totally an innocent thing to do. Totally a traditional place where romance happens, baby. When there's fear in the air and the adrenaline is flowing, we get this magical thing called a misattribution of... Is it misattribution of affection? Misattribution of emotion? Shit, I should have looked this up before I got into it because I knew I'd be talking about this. Misattribution of arousal. Shit, I wouldn't have gotten that in like 10 guesses. Misattribution of arousal. You know what that is? Well, if you take a person and you have them walk across a really scary rickety bridge, and then you introduce them to a cute person on the other side, and then you ask them, did you like that person? Did they seem cool or interesting, or did you find yourself attracted to them? If they walk across a scary rickety bridge, they say, yeah. And if they walk across a less scary, less rickety bridge, they don't say yeah as much. Why? Well, we've theorized that it's because their heart rate is up and their adrenaline is flowing and they're feeling all sorts of ways and pumped and nervous and excited, and those are all the exact same feelings that you get when you like fall for somebody or have a crush or see somebody cute from across the room and are like, oh my god, what a cutie. So we are dumb is what humans are, and we totally flip-flop those feelings, and we'll attribute the feeling of excited and interested and all these things to the person that we met on the other side of the bridge and totally forget about the crazy rope bridge that we walked across. What's really interesting, like what I think is really interesting at least, is if you do this to people and you tell them what you're doing, you're like, look, you're going to go across this bridge and you're going to be nervous and excited, and then I'm going to introduce you to a human being and I'm going to determine whether you think that you like that person based on the fact that your heart rate is up. It still happens, even if they're aware of it and correcting for it, it still happens. So what's the takeaway? Dates to scary locations are not a bad idea. Roller coasters too, those will do it. Theme parks, excitement, anything exciting, that'll do it. Halloween horror nights, haunted houses, horror movies, scary things, get that heart rate going. Skydiving, bungee jumping, mountain climbing, cliff jumping, rock climbing, whatever. Best dates, highly adrenaline fueled. At least initially. Why? Because you're tricking each other. It's sneaky as fuck. That's why. You're tricking each other. You're making yourself and the other person feel like you're more into each other than you actually are. You're actually creating autonomic arousal in your body's adrenal and other systems and getting yourself going. That actually works. It's super weird. Is that going to play a part in Ishigami and Koyasu going on a date to the haunted house? Gosh, I hope so. I really root for them. I think that would be a very cute couple. I will say, I don't fully expect it to just work. Here. Chances pretty low. I don't know. It doesn't feel like I want to come out of this necessarily with like an Ishigami and Koyasu went off and got married and lived happily ever after in a mansion with 35 kids and 4 dogs. It's like, I don't really care about that. I don't care about that. All I want is for Ishigami to not get his heart like stomped on real bad. That's what I'd like. I don't care even if the whole Koyasu thing doesn't work. Even if it doesn't work. Just as long as his heart doesn't get stomped on too bad. As long as he comes out of it with the attitude that isn't something like, well, I'm a failure forever and no girl is ever going to date me and there's no point in ever trying anything and asking people out is just a road to disaster and pain and I'm never going to do this again and this has totally sapped me of the will to try. As long as we don't get that circumstance as our result, I'm pretty happy. As long as it's like, well, at least I tried, and that was worth it, and we got to hang out, and I accomplished this thing that I never thought I would be able to try to do. And so as I move forward into the next steps of my life, I'm going to meet other people who I'll be interested in, and other girls who I'll be interested in, and I'll use the lesson, which is, maybe they're a human being who likes things, and if I invite them to do a thing, they might say yes, and I'll use that as my, like, foundational basis for going and talking to those human beings, instead of the alternative, which is what Ishigami has done for most of his life, which is, nah, there's no way it'll never work. I'm a failure. I'm useless, and they'll all hate me, right? Like, as long as we can move away from that sort of ideation toward one where it's like, maybe trying, maybe trying could be cool. God, that would be so good. It would be so good. If only trying could be cool, because trying is cool. And, you know, you very rarely get what you want if you don't ask for it. And very, very often people want to give you what you want, and they don't know how to give it to you because you haven't asked for it. And often people are sitting there thinking about other people, gosh, it would be so presumptuous of me if I were to offer XYZ to person. God, you just gotta ask for the shit that you want. Ask and you shall receive. Knock and the door shall be opened. Seriously. No joke. Not even on like a mysterious or ethereal or spiritual sort of level. There's nothing mysterious or ethereal or spiritual about this. If you don't communicate your desires, nobody knows what you want. So communicate your desires, and the chances of you getting what you want go from 0 to not 0. And that's good. That's real good, because 0 is 0 and not 0 is not 0. It's not 100, but it's not 0. That's pretty good. Ishigami is currently in not 0 location. He's going to the place with the girl, and that's very exciting. Will he fuck it up? Will the Orbiter boys, the ones who are obsessed with Koyasu and all hanging out and haven't gotten up the stones to go and actually ask her out, will they try to sabotage this shit? I'd imagine. That's a classic. But we'll just have to watch and see. One thing that would really flip me out, and I'd be kind of pissed about, is if we just turn our attention away from the Ishigami thing and don't focus on it at all and just let it brew in the background. That's gonna freak me out, because that's gonna make me think something like terrible or scary is going on there, and we're holding it off until later in the season in order to reveal it. I hope not. But I'm excited. I want to see how this plays out. This is one of the first times in World, besides like the Tsubasa and couple, where they're doing their own sort of thing, where we've had major characters actually begin any kind of movement toward any sort of romance, right? Our characters are always sort of moving toward it and then moving as far away from it as possible, staying the hell away from that shit, partly so that the story keeps going, and partly because that's the whole premise, is that these characters don't want to admit their actual affection and all that, blah, 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 blah. But we have some characters who are actively, knowingly, intentionally, and terrifiedly moving toward some kind of real romance. And that might be a dry run. Like, in context of show, how does romance work? And how does it work between these characters? And how will that set up whatever happens between our primary characters? I don't know. I'm so excited to see. I'm really rooting for Ishigami. We know he's a good boy at heart. Deep down under all those layers of depressing and sarcastic and biting and snappy, there's a soul in there. At least half of one, and I hope that he can show it to the world and show it to the girl that he's obsessed with, and like maybe feel a little bit better about himself and have a nice time, and at least go to a haunted house with a cutie and walk around, and I hope it's fun. I just don't want him to get crushed. That shit sucks. It's just so sucky. I think she's so nice that it won't happen. Which brings up something else that's kind of a worry, kind of a tough one. That's sort of specific to the circumstance between Ishigami and Koyasu. Koyasu is so nice. It's almost easier to figure things out, to figure out what's going on when you're approaching somebody who's cold and standoffish. Oh, sort of like Kaguya, right? Ice Queen. So you know if there's any demonstration of affection, it's real, right? Because the standard behavior is cold as ice, cold shoulder, walks away, ignores you, doesn't care, kawaii like all that jazz. With somebody like Koyasu, she could just be being nice. You go to an Ice Queen, you're like, hey, Ice Queen Kaguya, you want to go see the thing? No. Okay, straight up, solved. Mission accomplished. You go to somebody like Koyasu, you're like, hey, you want to go see the thing? And inside, she's like, not really. But outside, she's like, yeah, totally. Oh my God, that'll be so fun. She's really nice. That ends up being a problem. Because then you go through it, you're wondering the whole time, you're like, is this a return of affection? Is this an indication of interest? Or are you just being nice? Oh God, I hope you're not just being nice. That would really suck. Because that's how you end up like 3 dates in and getting the, wow, it's so much fun hanging out with you as a friend. I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? Oh no. Oh no. You were just being nice this whole time. Oh, I thought we were, oh. God, I hope not. That's part of the scary part. It's part of the reason that the orbiters exist. It's one of the ways that orbiters get generated, right? Oh my god, that pretty girl did a nice thing for me. She must like me. I'm going to be her fan forever. I'm never going to leave her side. I will be within 100 meters of her for the rest of my life. Yeah, maybe not, man. Maybe not. Maybe she's just nice. That ends up being really scary, because what if you misattribute niceness as, you know, something more? Then it gets complicated and bad. Oh, I hope not. All right, so all we've been doing is just waffling over this Ishigami Koyasu thing, and I just want to step back and say, oh, how compelling! How cool is that? Like, I'm really a little bit twisted up about it. I'd really like for that to result in some nice directions, and I'd like to follow it and watch and see what happens, and I'm invested. And that just means that even for side characters, they've done a really good job of developing this somewhat real feeling childhood schoolyard romance thing that's going on, and it feels very real to me, and I'm invested in it, and that's an indication of good writing, at least compelling writing, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, wishing the best to Ishigami, wishing the best to everybody else involved in the club activities and all the odd shenanigans going on around campus during the festival. Hoping for, again, a nice balance. Good gags, cool emotional resonance, solid characterization, and goofiness. Also, the father is here. He is Taaki. So more family stuff would be fun too. Okay, I think that's my whole spiel for this episode of Kaguya-sama Love is War. Let's go ahead and give episode 10 a watch. I've got it up and ready to go. 0 seconds, 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep timer to count you down, support the channel on Patreon, and get yourself some early access to the next week's episode, as well as voting rights and some other things. Check that out, it's in the description, and beep timer. Oh yeah, let me do this, because I'm wearing, you might notice I'm wearing these headphones. I've been wearing the little in-ears for a while. Oh yeah, the balance is all weird. The balance is so strange. It's okay. My in-ears broke. Decided to have a bit of a falling out with the cable that they're attached to. I've got a new pair on the way, but they won't be here until late. Oh, Moonwatchy! I wonder if that'll come... I don't know. Has there always been a backup female vocalist in there? I've literally never noticed. I've never noticed that. I feel very dumb. It must be. Oh, shit. Oh. Hora. Oh, Jill the Snipper. With weird ears. Snip those ears. Yeah. Oh, she. Nice. Soshite. Oh, she's great. Who is Kozue? Oh, it's Maki. Okay. Huh. 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 That's great. Yeah. What a good idea. Yeah, maximally rough. Mmm. Mmm. So they came up with the sound bath idea just in order to not have to deal with it. Ugh. What? Yeah, you do come up. Oh. Not an expert, but I'm totally an expert. Weird. Oh, yeah, wait, she is totally an expert. Yeah. Yeah, you're going too far, dude. Oh, Seifu, Seifu. Not really. We are full new retro wave, like. Whoa! Oh, really? Maybe a familiar. I'm just doing some horrifying ASMR stuff. I don't know how to feel about this. Just a little bit. Yeah. You're actually just a perv. Uh-huh. Alright, you can stop now. Oh no. This is like. Ah! Ah! How does she know? Honestly. Honestly, though. Well. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You haven't awakened some new parts? No, we have to do it again. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, we're here. That was very kinky. Do not just freeze, dude. Keep it together. Gotta kill ya. Horrifying. Oh. No! No! My guy! No! Oh no. Wants to expose who? Hello, Moeha. You're a little presumptuous there, Moeha. Oh. Oh, yeah, yeah, hold on. Hold on, Moeha. I know things. Oh, she fell for him in that moment. Yo, whoa, Moeha. I know things that you don't know. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, no. All right, we've got to fix some things. We've got some serious things to fix. This is all going to backfire. Everything that she shows her about the president is going to make her love him more. Yeah, where do we begin? Balloons, rap, volleyball, yeah. Yeah, yeah. There's going to be a bunch of those. Yeah, he's gotten better, though. Wait. Yeah, he got much better. Shit. Seems okay, though. No, 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 you don't understand. You don't understand. He's the worst. You don't understand the trauma. You don't understand the trauma. Fuck. Hmm? Oh, speak of the... Hello. Definitely wasn't insulting you or anything. Just fine. So much force in her voice. That's great. Just juggle. It's this accessible. What? No. Impossible. It's gonna add more to it. Impossible. Fail. Fail. What? I thought they smelled bad on the outside. Got it. Nailed it. No problem. Fuck! Chose it in all the wrong things. Oh, he's so cool! Spider-Maning it. Fuck off. Cease. Get the fuck out. Be gone. Ah, like a whirlwind, he came in and totally spun my heart right round. Here we go. What? Dong. Dong. No? What? How dare you? Oh. Ooh. Moha-chan? Aren't you such a little bitch? You're like a tiny baby. Wow, Kaguya! She's already, like, way beyond you, yeah. That's what it is. Give you a list? Yeah, there is that. Oh, disgustingly plebeian. What a pleb. Ha! Ha! Oh god, his eyes are so great though. It's exactly what Kaguya loves about him. I'm sorry, Moha. I'm gonna have to lock you in this in this closet over here. Oh, oh. Yeah, without the judgment. Mm. Just a quick little curse. Uh-huh. Bloody battle successfully avoided. How would she react to that, I wonder? Yeah, badly. That would be very weird. Woohoo! Alright, Shirogane Miyuki's Culture Festival. Turn our attention to the boy himself. Yet. Could have gone worse. Come on. Something good. Let's go there! Let's go! Do you? I am going to get that fucking cookie! Oh! Boing, boing. She's so bouncy, that's great. What is that supposed to mean? This is the seriousness business! Cookie! No. It's a heart-shaped gift! Acha. Oh, she realized it! Come on! Ah. Ura, ura, ara. She doesn't know? Fucking hell, he doesn't know. He doesn't know? Oh. Is a big fucking cookie. Oh my god! That was legit. Uh-oh. Here we are. What? Hands touched. Kiddo. Okay, yes, totally. Fucking guy. Let's go, Ishigami. He did the thing, dude. He did the whole thing. Mazuina. Doshite? Demo. And that'll get in the way of my own confession? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah, you're not allowed. Yeah. Ridiculous. Bullshit. I do like that we wrap the stakes of one into the stakes of the other. That ends up being cool, but ridiculous. No love. Not with people freaking out. With that attitude. Oh no, dude. Must ensure that Ishigami... Fucking monster. Haha, no. Oh, too much. Do not listen to whatever comes out of her face. Do not listen to whatever comes out of out of her fucking face right now. What do you think? What do you think are Ishigami's flaws, and how are you going to saw? These are all just Chica specific things. Hey, you saying it's my fault? Yes. Yes. He's way down on himself all the time. Low self-esteem. Bingo. Oof. No, no background mountain of confidence. It's all the damn piano's fault. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Chica. Yeah, thanks, Chica. All right. Just don't fuck anything up, man. Don't fuck Ichigami's days up. He's not even doing anything anymore. It's just all on her now. Oh my god. The plan is in motion. The plot is thickened. Oblivious confession has been made. Confession in consideration. I love cotton candy. Nailed it. Chica's having the Chica's victorious today. I didn't do a little bet thing. I don't give a shit. I don't care. It leaves it all up in the air. It's so frustrating. I'm so happy about it, but it's still so frustrating. You know? Imagine being in that circumstance, right? You just ask somebody out and they run away and they're like, let me think about it. Fuck. I just want an answer. 30 seconds. Building it up. It's the day. Eh? Oh. 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 Of course, everyone assumed that it was the TG club. I don't remember which club that is. Doesn't matter. I think that it's Miyuki. That's what I think it is. I think it's Miyuki. It's some kind of heart-shaped thing for Kaguya. It's the confession idea. And we had the balloons in the moment where he was thinking like, oh, then everything will go wrong if balloons... There, see? So, because he's like, oh, then my own confession will like fade out of the thing and it won't be possible, and I'll having to comfort him, and I wouldn't be able to worry about my own relationship, and it'll ruin my own confession. I think it's balloons related. All the heart-shaped balloons have gone missing. Not they're all popped. They've all gone missing. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy, what are you planning? What are you planning? I'm excited. That could be a very bombastic moment. This should be very fun. Jill the Snipper is very funny. This is very good classical humor. I wish I had pretty ears too. Snip, snip. I want them. I want them. I want them. Nice and creepy. Very fun. Just a perfect guide for the thing. What a scaredy cat you are. Their dynamic is lovely. Shijomaki has continued to grow on me, I think. I don't mind her. The idea of the 3D sound binaural audio idea thing, that's really cute. That's a smart idea. In order to, well, the imagination is much more powerful than reality in so many ways, especially when it comes to generating fear. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Yeah, your mind is so much better at generating. I mean, when there's something real and tactile and physically there, you see through the cracks of it. You can see it, right? It's like in a horror movie. When you show the monster in a horror movie, you look at it and you're like, oh, I could tell that that's a CG monster. Or you look at it and you're like, is that animatronic? It's got to be animatronic, right? Like, I wonder how they did the tech on that. Oh, well, how interesting. That's pretty cool. When you don't see the monster, you're like, oh God, what's in the ceiling? It's coming for us. Oh God. The imagination is so powerful. And so the idea of filling in the second half of the haunted house with this 3D sound experience is a really good idea and ends up being very, very funny. We get to smash this together with the actual recording sequences that we do, which get a double gag because it's Ino, who we know does the binaural audio of the hot guys talking to her. She is indeed an expert on it. And we have her experiences as the sadist is snipping around her ears and getting very kinky with it. Mirrored onto the experiences that Kaguya and Shijomaki are going through. This ends up being very compelling as a sequence. I like it a lot. So here she goes. Eternal president of the TG Club, Makihara Kozue. Absolute monster. There's like a moment where this thing like blah 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 the model like freaks the fuck out. What the fuck? Why? So weird. Yeah, you have to have an ear-shaped mic. You don't necessarily need a head model. I think, because you can just have the right size of space in between. You can buy these from 3DO, I think is the brand. 3DO, audio, 3DO, whatever. That's what a lot of the Twitch thoughts use for their ASMR. Bullshit. I can't right now because I'm currently loaning my other microphone to a friend. No, I'm currently loaning my other microphone to a friend. I did at one point have two microphones set up, and it was interesting because you can get that sort of a spatial audio feel and actually get like a representation of where I'm standing in space amongst those two microphones. It's really interesting when you're listening to it through like active monitoring, because I can like hear myself moving around my own head as I move around. It's very strange, but very cool. Would recommend experimenting with cool audio recording stuff. A simpler alternative, just tie her down and record it all ourselves. Fucking crazy. Snip, snip. They actually got some of the audio to be powerfully evocative to us. It's not like 3D binaural sort of jams, but it is a thing. And honestly, kind of hot. Gotta say. They did the conveyance of this experience really well. Both the audio and the visual change with the light shift. It's pretty close in there. It's not bad. Not bad as far as such things go. And of course, she hates it, but she loves it. But she loves it. And that's kink in a nutshell. And we got to do it again and again and again and again and again. So, our attention turns to the main deal. God damn it. And it's all going to be for this one moment. Well, we find the kissing couple, yeah, for sure. Oh, is that imposed after the fact? Was that not the way before? Or did they just sneak it? They must have just snuck it. Or maybe this is imposed after the fact. It might be. I don't know. I just don't know. Damn. Fuck you. Fuck you, Eno. Hopes and dreams shattered. Super sad. That's the whole spiel. They don't get to go through the haunted house together. Brutal. I hate it. I hate it. I was really looking forward to it. Chika having one perspective on the prez that nobody else shares is very, very good. I think this happens with family members or siblings and stuff. It's just, I mean, we talked about this when Kei was talking about Shirogane, when Kei was talking about Miyuki. You get proximity to the people that you're around and you sort of fuzz out and stop seeing their good qualities and see more of their bad qualities, I think. And it's amazing to me how different perspectives can really change the way that we look at a different person. Moeha being in here and being so presumptuous, just hopping in the seat and looking around is great, but her demonstrated love or infatuation with the president is amazing, and Chika's absolute desperation to prove otherwise is fan-fucking-tastic. I think that the moment, the smile that we get from Chika, her sadistic evil grin, is magical. The moment where we get, this begins our descent into hell, and he smashes himself in the face, but this is all inside Chika's head, it's not actually what's going on. Lovely. And we see she's just so pleased at having proven what she believed. But it is not the case. Indeed, he is actually capable of juggling quite well. And she just freaks the fuck out and freaks out and freaks out. No, it's impossible, impossible, impossible. Get the hell out of here. I did want to give him this gift. How dare you? And the true horror story begins. Kaguya has some great faces in this sequence, especially as she turns around and it's just bing. It's all gone. All the malice just disappears. This filthy bloodline. They must be exterminated. Drawing curses in the ground. He won't see you as. You won't see you that way until you're better developed. Until your mind is better developed. Oh, poor Kaguya. This is great. This is great. And then it all melts away as she can't help but agree with the positive elements of Miyuki's personality. Aww. That's really cute. Koyasu calling us in here. Very good. Going for the cookie. Very good. Not realizing that what he's doing is a direct public, very out there confession. Very good. Very happy about it because he'd be all up in his own head if he knew, you know? I don't think this would happen effectively if he were actually aware of what he was doing. There is a lesson there. I'm gonna extract one from here. What's the lesson? Stop freaking out about it. Stop overthinking about it. Treat it like you actually don't even know what you're doing. Brilliant. 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 You can't get in your own way if you don't even know what you're trying to convince yourself out of. I love the little spiral of sparkle in her eyes. Bing! It's very cute and a little sparkly. And everybody watches as Ishigami, a first year, goes after the Madonna of the third years. And he doesn't even know. And so she asks what it means, and he says, well, isn't it obvious? It contains my feeling for you. And that doubles down on it even harder. It's not that I don't want it, but I need some time to think. I'm really happy, but I need some time to think. And off she rushes. Boom, and she's gone. Ah! And now we're left in the most terrifying state that any human being can be in. It's the state between confession of love and reciprocation or denial of confession. The limbo, the Schrodinger's love confession state. Is the cat dead, or are we getting pussy? Fuck. That was bad. I apologize. It's serious. Really, though. This is Schrodinger's love confession. It could go either way. We don't know how it's going to go. I'm so scared for Ishigami, but I have a feeling that whatever ends up happening, at the very least, Koyasu is going to be able to think it through and approach it in a compassionate way, which is a difficult thing to do when you're under the stress of, like, there's a room there and it just happened and you're, like, not sure what it means and yada yada. So a little bit of space, a moment to walk away and to think it through. Koyasu is going to be able to come back and address this effectively and kindly. That's something that we've seen from her, and I said it can be good and it can be bad, but there's kindness to her. What I'm really glad about, actually, is that she didn't just, like, in the pressure of the moment, accept the confession, because then, well, like, and not actually mean it. I think that walking away to take a moment to think about it is, like, the best move. It's such a good move. Because you're in this, like, heated, high adrenaline moment where everything feels like it's turning on a dime, and it is, and, like, one wrong move or one wrong statement could really hurt somebody. And if you don't care about hurting the other person, then it doesn't matter, fine. But if you do, and I think Koyasu does, because she's nice, again, then you want to take this seriously and, like, treat this expression of interest with some degree of respect, right? You don't want to spit in the face of somebody who's bearing their heart to you. And some people do. And it's harsh. Like, girls do that kind of a hard rejection. And it really crushes people sometimes. It's really rough. But it's no worse than a faulty or a rushed confession or a rushed acceptance. So I'm glad that I think whatever comes out of this is going to be a more accurate answer, a true answer, and going to be for the best in some regard when it all shakes out. Exciting episode, exciting section. I know there's still some more. We've got the worries about the self-imposed love hiatus possibility and the flaws that Ishigami has. And Chika, I think, hits on one strong element of Ishigami's situation, which is that his lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, comes in large part because he has not experienced significant success. There's no mountain of layers of paint, of proof. A mountain of proof that you are who you say you are in layers of paint, to steal a Roganism, I think. I think that's that. An undeniable stack of proof that you are X, Y, Z, and the other, right? Miyuki, for example, has this undeniable stack of proof. He's become student council president. He does all this work. He's overcome all of these things. He's learned how to rap, at least moderately successfully, to dance, volleyball, all these things, right? Gets the good grades. All these things stack up as stuff that he can look back on and be like, in a moment of great crisis, who am I? What am I here for? What's the point of all of this? You can look back on all that and go, oh, right, I'm that guy who did those things, and nobody can take that away from me. What if you don't have those? You're adrift. Well, if you don't have those and you come out of that with a circumstance that's like, I'm a strong, interesting, potent, useful, powerful person, and you got no proof for it, that's just arrogance. That's not true. I mean, like, nice, that's good, but when you hit that moment, you're like, who am I and what am I here for? And is there any point to any of it? You're going to be like, well, I am nothing and I haven't done anything interesting and you can take away all of it from me and I'm empty. I think that nails it to some extent. You know, people say, or there's a sort of a self-help attitude that's like, just affirmation yourself into being better, right? Just like, no, I'm okay, everything is good, I'm perfect the way I am, all is well in the world, and life is great. And you're sitting there and you're thousands of dollars in debt, and your job feels like it's a dead end or you don't have one, and your familial relationships are falling apart, and your romantic relationships don't exist, and all this stuff feels like it's wrong, like not good in your life, and you pat yourself on the back and you're like, everything is good. Well, now you stacked on another one, which is, I'm a liar to myself. That's what I do, because you know what's really going on. So you sit there in the mirror and you say your affirmations. I'm a good person. I'm powerful. I am strong. I am dedicated. I am, and then you go eat a pint of ice cream and a couple of brownies and jerk off and watch 3 movies back to back. Like, something in the back of your brain is going to recognize that there's a mismatch there, that's not true. And so I think there's something really pivotal and important here, which is that faking it until you make it is can be useful, but don't get it twisted inside your head, right? Don't get it twisted and think like, think about boosting your self-confidence without boosting the foundations of that confidence. Build it out of those foundations instead, right? Go to the gym and become strong. Run until you hit whatever timing for a mile you're going for, or for a 5K you're going for, or whatever it is. Like, push yourself in your work until you're making the salary that you want, or until you have the job that you want. Push yourself in school until you get the grades that you want. Learn the education techniques and the studying techniques until you get the grades that you want. And then a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you can look back and say, that thing that was difficult that I came against, I overcame it. When I look at my future and I'm not sure what's going on, at least I am the person who has overcome difficulties like that in the past. I can harness that and say, this next difficulty that's coming up, it's bigger, but I've done this before. That's a very different circumstance from the sort of circumstance where you've got 15 years of never trying on your plate. Look back at your history. You're turning 30, right? You look back at your history, and since you were in the midst of high school, you didn't ask the girl out that you wanted. You didn't try for the better grades. You didn't try for a position on the student council or whatever you're going for. You didn't try to go to a school that you wanted to. You didn't try to pursue a career or a path, or even a focus, or a set of educational experiences, or just artistic experiences, or whatever that you're actually interested in, because it's hard, or whatever justification you came out from it. So you look back and you're like, well, in the last 15 years, I've done diddly squat. I've wasted all my time. I've made the wrong decisions. I've ended up in a dead-end job. I don't have a family that loves me, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a relationship with a person who I care about. I'm not moving toward building something interesting, blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that you've set out as like the things that you'd actually like in your life, you haven't moved toward those in any way. You haven't addressed your own failings in any way. You haven't built up the experiences of micro successes that build those layers and layers and layers. What are you going to fall back on? I don't know. I think we have a strong chance to fall apart if we get to that point. I think people are doing it all over the place, all the time. I think it's not hard. I'm approaching 30 in about a year. It's not hard to hit 30 without having done anything interesting in your life or accomplished anything. Time goes on whether you want it to or not. So starting as soon as you can to build up those layers of accomplishment, real accomplishment in the real world. Whether that's drawing or writing or anything. It doesn't have to be good, but like doing something, focusing on it, working toward it, pushing yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. Building up some basis of things that are difficult are things that I can achieve. That gives you so much power. It gives you so much power internally to like rely on. It gives you this seed of confidence that you can always go back to. And again, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take it away from you. No matter what struggle you hit, you can look back on it and be like, well, no, I'm capable of at least that. At least I'm that person. Okay, I can spin that into something more. So I like this. I like this here at the end. And I like I like it partly because if we frame what's going on with Ishigami, he's building those layers. Little by little, he's building those layers. And we just had one right there. Just last episode. He went up to the girl and he said the thing, and it worked. Even if it hadn't worked, at least he had done it, right? But that's a big, strong layer. Who is Ishigami? Ishigami is the kind of guy who is capable of going up to the girl that he's infatuated with and talking to her. That's a pretty big milestone. It's better than a lot of people do. It's better than a lot of people do. You can easily imagine an Ishigami who didn't have that layer, right? Doesn't go up to her, doesn't try. It's rough. I like it. I like the framing here. I like Chika's framing of this. The lack of experience of success. You have your successes to fall back on. I have mine to fall back on. Ishigami doesn't have that. And so he's stuck and adrift, and his self-esteem just isn't there. And reasonably so. If it were there and he didn't have the things to fall back on, then it would be arrogance. It wouldn't be confidence or esteem. Yeah, I think this nails it. I hope he's able to look back on this day as an accomplishment. Me too. Me too. I think it is. And that's one scary thing is, like, if this turns into rejection, it's very easy to reframe that and be like, oh, today was a big failure. But even if he gets rejected today, I think it's a huge accomplishment for Ishigami. I think it's a huge win to go and say hi. It's like so big. It's so good. I hope it works out. Of course. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see next time on Kaguya-sama Love is War. Oh, baby. Now we've wrapped the two confessions together so that one influences the other. Very scary. Very fun. Very good time. And that'll be a wrap. Thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Kaguya-sama Love is War. It continues to be good. The cultural festival continues to be a great context and setting for having our characters interact in fun and interesting ways. I'm excited to see what continues happening as maybe we'll bring in the rest of the family members. They'll all show up. I'd imagine that. I know that the father is still around somewhere. So I'm excited for that. I don't know, man. What is Miyuki planning? What's the plan with the balloons and stuff? I don't know. I'm rooting for Ishigami, man. I really hope that Koyasu comes back and gives him a shot. But I have a feeling or an inclination that she'll come back and be like, well, this seems like how very nice of you and how very flattering, but I'm leaving and I don't want to start something serious because I'm leaving, going to college or whatever. And that would be reasonable. Would suck, but it would be reasonable at least. Man, there's a lot that can happen still. It ends up still so up in the air. Heart-wrenching. And again, that really puts me in the same state as Ishigami, that Schrödinger state where you don't know if it's going to come together or what, and like, am I just going to get ghosted, or is this going to be a yes, or is it going to be a no? I just need to know. I don't even care if it's a no. I just need to know and stop being in this terrible limbo forever. All right, well, we'll find out sometime soon which side of the limbo we fall down on. I'm hoping it's the good side. Please. Okay. All my hopes and dreams, put them out into the ether, share them with you. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I hope you enjoyed your first couple of days this week and are gearing up for a great rest of the week. And I'll see you next week for the next episode of Kaguya-sama Love is War. See you there. Peace.